What are you doing? What the heck?
Beeson. Well, I couldn't find a spoon.
Oh, gosh.
I'm in for the rest of the night, guys. Hello everyone, I'm Steve, Mark's around, he's out in the garden, and this is Smokey, Steve, and Mark. Either welcome or welcome back, and happy Saturday. It is the weekend, so we know what that means. This is a morning blend of something or other, a little Splenda and some powdered hazelnut creamer. And some almond milk, because it was so hot. So I hope everybody is well, I hope everyone's safe. It is Saturday, it is a scorcher here, it's going to be hot till Wednesday. Scorcher here means like 90 to 95. So we shall see. We are going to revisit our fair lady today, Chantal Marie Foodie Beauty, Big Beautiful Me, the Daily Chantopolis, to see how she's doing and see how her week has been. It's been interesting. It's been full. It's been hours of live streams again. It's been beezin'. It's been fibbin'. We've been fibbin'. Losing weight quickly, apparently. There was a few honorable mentions, I would say, that came out for this week. So I'm kind of going to go through and do, again, maybe 4 or 5 bullet points and try to flesh out what happened over the week. In no particular order, trying to keep them in a particular order as best I can. And of course, we're going to use the comment section to flesh out all the good stuff. But I've seen too much. Today I've seen too much. First, so you can skip over this if you need to for a few minutes. We had a contest yesterday. We are giving away a t-shirt a day, and the t-shirts are our t-shirts. Good vibes only. Smokey, Steve, and Marc. Sizes medium, large, extra large, whatever. And all you had to do to enter for today was comment yesterday on our Instagram. So that was the gist of it. So Marc, because I can't figure out how to use Comment Picker with Instagram, you have to like go through Facebook. It's a lot of shit. So Marc sent me all the screenshots that we have of people who commented. So there's 18 comments, unique individuals who left comments. So the best I could do was this, and I can't find the freaking Ask It basket, and Marc's not here to help. So I have all 18 comments here. We have my old hat here with the numbers 1 through 18 listed. I'm gonna pick one out, I'm not gonna look, and I will count from the top down through whatever it is, and that person will be the winner. I'm not gonna look. Fair's fair. No fists, no grabbing any. Okay, let's see who we got. We got number 1. So the first comment that was there, just so we can all be honest, is Rufina Barrientos. Rufina.Barrientos. So thank you for leaving a comment. You win. So you'll need to get in touch with us. We do need an address. You can't really send a digital t-shirt per se. So we need an address, so send us an email or hit us up on Instagram or email's more private, a DM of some sort, and we'll get it out to you. If you're not comfortable giving your address, no big deal, we'll just pick another winner. Now, if you would like to enter today to win tomorrow, which will be announced during our live at 6, all you have to do is leave a comment below. A nice comment, a bad comment, haters, you're welcome. Of course, you know, love is love, it is Pride Month. So leave your comments below and we'll pick it tomorrow. If you're not in the live, it's fine. We'll track you down. Okay? So, our fair lady. Well, let's see. Where did we start? Well, here's where I started. Okay. Because my big concerns for Foodie Beauty are her health, her social life, you know, how she's doing, what her direction of her life is. I kind of have the concerns that like a friend would have, maybe. So, walk and weight loss. So she did go for a walk at one point, which was very exciting for her. Now on this walk, I had to notice, first of all, good job getting out again. I know she says sexercise is how she's been losing weight with her exercise. She didn't sound as winded, you know, and she did take a little walk, let me see you walk, yeah, okay, you know the song. She took paces away from the car, set the camera down. That t-shirt's loose. It's looser than when she bought it. You can hate Chantal. You can call her a liar because frankly, but I can't, my eyes are not mistaking. She didn't go out and buy a bigger shirt, I don't think. This shirt is looser on her than the other ones were. Her face is less full. She went for a walk and Chantal was perpetually out of breath, but she was less out of breath this time. So, here's the thing. She looks thinner. Period. Objectively, she looks thinner. The shirt is bigger. Credit where credit due, however, and this was a little bit of education and perspectives that came towards me. Not all weight loss is healthy weight loss. It's easy to look at Chantal and say, God, she's fat. Okay, maybe fat wasn't the best choice of words to use. However, you would look at her and think she's big. Her biggest health problem has to be her weight. You get the weight off of her by any means necessary. It's why I think when they do those big weight loss surgeries on like my 600-pound life, he gets them on like a 1,500 calorie diet, and nobody's concerned about artificial sweeteners or processed grains or anything like that, because they just need low calorie food because they're fucking dying of eating. So the bigger concern is get the weight off, not so much the quality of the food, not so much the other stuff. So Chantal takes Ozempic, which is a medication that's supposed to help with diabetes and a side effect of weight loss. But her weight loss has been I have 3 of these going. Her weight loss has been quite the swing. Now, she spread this throughout the week, but just to kind of sum it up, she started at 338, went up to 342, then to 344.8, and came down to 331.6. Wildly uncontrolled diabetes, blood sugar could be an issue. I don't think she has a gallbladder. Otherwise, people who lose a lot of weight fast sometimes get gallstones. I know a few people that did. And the cause of the weight loss is relevant. What's causing it is relevant. I mean, I'm sure she's very happy that her body looks different. She can breathe. I mean, those are good things. But it matters how the weight is coming off, too. So I don't want to piss on the parade of having harped on her for a year to say lose weight, and now she does, and it's like it's not enough. But the process matters, too. It'll matter long term. Because if she's doing damage to her body and weight loss is the side effect, she's not going to have a healthy body even if all the weight comes off. And that would be a shame if she lived almost immobile for a period of time, finally is able to be mobile and do the things she wants to do, but has made herself sick by getting thin. You have a doctor, I hope, and he's not online from somewhere. Some institute that the home base is in, I don't know, Phoenix, something. Just guard yourself. Be mindful. You said yourself the other night you were blasted. You know, there's more than being thin. That you're sexy at any size. We'll go with that, okay? So she was supposed to have a weigh-in, didn't have a weigh-in. She keeps doing her makeup out of nowhere. This was something I noticed also this week. This is kind of a sidebar to that. She sits around, puts on her makeup, and sits there and waits. And then she'll get random texts, and then the stream ends. Does anybody think she doesn't have plans other than sitting around, putting on makeup and waiting around the house? My suspicion, which I suspect, and I don't want to give Dom a lot of attention this week, because I don't like Dom. I don't like him for her. I don't like him for anyone. Not that I'm happy that he had his public information put out there, because that's not cool. But I'm kind of glad if it did put a little rift there, because I don't think from what she described, and she's probably trying to make it sound good, it doesn't sound good. It doesn't sound like he's good for her. It sounds like sturm and drag. Do you know how many nice guys there probably are in the greater Ottawa metropolitan area who have really good D and are respectful? I mean, they can talk to you any sort of way in the bedroom if you like it like that. But then when you're out on the street with them, they don't pretend like they don't know you. They don't spend time on the phone with other girls. You have their undivided attention. And it can still be not a relationship. You know, the terms are what everybody agrees on. But with that much turmoil, like she describes, fighting every day and all that stuff, it doesn't seem like it's romance. And I'm sick of it. It ain't new shit, and I'm not wearing it. I've been listening to Walk a lot, sorry. So, at any rate, another topic that comes up this week. Moving. So moving has come up this week and a little bit of the last week. Now, just to catch anybody up, Chantal lived with Bibi, who was her ex-boyfriend, and lived with him for 8 years. She dated Peetz for 7 or 8 years before that. When you take all that math away, Chantal hasn't lived alone, and I don't think she lived alone before that. She had roommates or lived with family or lived in a group home up until she was 22, 23. So for all of her, you know, it's good for Peetz to be on his own. She ain't lived alone. She hasn't, and even with a roommate, look at the level of decompensation of her surroundings when she was depressed. You know, I don't mean to belittle it, but a lot of things don't get done under the guise of her not feeling well or being depressed. Now, she said she's 100% happy on these edibles, being on them almost 100% of the time. Do you ever get bees in and clean? you know, it's much more interesting, I'm sure. You can sing, put music on, all that fun stuff. So as far as moving, she talked about the place she's living now being about $2,000 a month. And she was pricing mansions that are $4,000 a month. And behind all this is Chantal's assertion that she wants to live her own life. It's very different living with someone she's not sleeping with. Like, it's not a relationship. Mom's calling. It's very, very... See, I can show you. It says home. It's very, very different living with someone for her that she's not sleeping with or in a relationship, and she felt tied down, and she felt like it was a domestic relationship, and all sorts of other things with it. So she's saying we're pretty sure she has to move. Okay. Now, she was doxxed as part of it. She said she was doxxed, and that's one of the reasons she wants to move. A little bit of research, thanks to the folks like Just Saying and Thor and a couple others who have taken on the condensing and filing of videos. She was doxxed a while ago, as far as her address. This isn't new. It may have more to do with the police coming, the property owner coming over, the lease being kind of up, them offering them to move, though I don't believe the idea that they would have offered them an upgrade if they were on the cusp of being thrown out. So she said the downstairs neighbors moved out. Quelle surprise. So she's pretty sure they have to move, but she's also talking about getting away. You know, she's like, more than moving, just get away. Just leave Peetz with the cats and just go. And then she, you know, ... Well, travel, not forever. She talks about getting rid of Sam a lot. She's going to sell him to the gypsies or something. I don't know. So the doxing thing, yeah, but you left anyway. You know, I'm sure she had her address doxed over the last... over the time she was with BB. And then moving in with Peetz, it happened again. She's a not very well known, within the circles in which she runs, she's a relatively popular YouTuber. Enough that she garners enough haters that they can disrupt her life, but not so much that you move, I don't think. Especially when there's all these other things that make it sound like they're the reason. So, she said, Peetz and I need to talk about living together. So she's got to bring Peetz into the discussion, because guess what? He lives there. He hasn't been showing up a lot lately, because I think that he feels left out, bitter, angry, betrayed, all that kind of stuff. And he just doesn't want to deal with it. Everything's boys, 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 drugs, drugs, drugs. Somebody called her Chunky Junkie in one of the comments. I thought, first of all, that's very rude. Second of all, I wish I thought of it, because it's hysterical. I hope she took it in stride. So, she said she doesn't want to abandon Peetz. Peetz is not a child, okay? And if Peetz does have needs to have someone live with him for any reason, if he just wants the company, if he functions better with someone as a roommate, if he needs, mental health support, anything like that. We don't know the extent of Peetz's private life, and if he's had maybe any mental health services. He's mentioned going to therapy. And if he's straight up not comfortable because maybe he's lived at home the whole time, living alone, and if this is his first time out of the house, he may want to have somebody around for his own peace of mind. Does that person have to be Chantal? I think for him it's the most comfortable person to be. For her, I think she wants him on his own. Like, she wants to be on her own, so she wants him out, I think. But I don't know, some part of her really cares about Peetz, or harbors guilt, or I don't know. But she looks out for him, financially, a little bit, and then, all the rest. She's never lived alone, though, mind you. She was looking for a house with Peetz in the basement. Now, I don't think it would be, quite so awful, but Peetz in the basement? I mean, that's like, again, semi-thoughtful, semi-not. I can kind of see where that's thoughtful in an odd, backward way. Like, yeah, you can live downstairs in a totally self-sufficient subterranean part of the house. Well, thanks. But I think he's so dependent on her for, if nothing else, companionship. And Peetz seems to have, I imagine he has some online friends, maybe people in the anime community that he talks with, or video games or whatever. But I don't suspect he has a lot of in-life friends that aren't Chantal's, and he's the tag-along. So then she talks a little bit more. It's expensive to live alone. That's why I want to hold on to him. This went on for about 15 minutes, and then what if I want to have dudes over sometime? Now we get to the real reason. Everything before that was noise. Everything before it was noise. Having said that, It's an okay reason to want to have your own space. I'm not holding it against her. If she wants to have her gentleman friend over, or any of the other ones she has on the line, apparently, that's up to her. You know, she can have them over. It's weird with Peetz, so I can appreciate that. Peetz hates it. He is dying. I tell you, he does not feel good about this. I don't care what he says. If you put him on spot and say, "You're okay with this, right, Peetz?" and you've already answered for him by saying, "Right, Peetz," he's gonna say, "Yeah, probably," because he doesn't want to cause drama with the only person who is still his lifeline, to the world. So, but everything pretty much sounded like noise. She wanted to have men over, and I think that's okay. And I think it's an okay reason to want to move, too. It's with all the other things, but she's a grown woman. She wants to have a private life, and she doesn't feel comfortable having it with a roommate. So she wants to strike out on her own. But the thing is, we were talking about this, I was obviously watching the chats back. She was talking about it with her chat, not with Peetz. And then she backpedaled a little and said they talked about it a little bit and they're going to talk later. Me, Steve, if I was having an issue like that, that's like particularly private part of my life. But if I was going to share it, I'd want to have the details sewn up, have a plan between Peetz, because Peetz is reachable out of the Chantal world. Like, you can access him. He knows what's going on. Wait till that was resolved and then bring it to the audience, rather than fish for, what do I do, out of the hive mind that is Beezing, and try to find out what's a good idea. Me. That's what I think I would do. But I'm not Chantal, and I'm not Peetz. So, again, what if I want to be somebody? She went as far as saying she'd rent out an apartment for him and her so they'd be close, and she would cover the difference in the rent. She kind of dismissed the idea right after she said it, but that's the length I think she'd be willing to go to make sure he was okay. There's something motherly she has over Peetz. And it is motherly to me because it's a little dismissive, it's a little I don't take you seriously, it's a little I care about you, but you're not going to hold me back sort of thing. I don't know. So, maybe we're moving. Maybe we're going to Jamaica. These long trips are maybe a little more possible if she's thinner. But so she can get on an airplane. She won't need 2 seats. First class won't be mandatory. Maybe it'll be an option. But these trips everywhere, she's not the COVID shot. I'm just going to leave right there. Got up late. Didn't go. Had to go out at night. We'll talk about it in a minute. Didn't have any plans, was gonna stay home. So, she is losing subs. Another point. We have a few honorable mentions among the high points. She is losing subs. Now, it's all in context. Chantal has 80,000+ subscribers, and she lost about 300. She had lost 1,200 a few months back. In a shot like that. I think it was when the edibles first came on the stage and she was high. 4 out of 5 videos and 2 out of 3 every, maybe day if she puts it, I don't know. So she was high a lot. And the subs went down then, but then came back up to a little bit over 87,000, 82,000. It's in the over 80,000 range. So 300 subscribers it points to something that maybe happened that made those people unhappy, but it's not that big of a hit to her. I think as long as she's got over 1,000, as long as she's getting the views and the super chats, it probably doesn't matter to her very much. There's still been things with the subscribers or the members who were blocked. So they're paying for their membership and they're not having access to what they're supposed to get for the membership. That would bother me. That would piss me off. She came into another live Beezing and had said, everyone join the membership or you're going to be blocked. Everyone send me $15 or you're going to be blocked. What? Wow. Okay. It's probably a TOS thing, but who cares? So, I'll give her this. She keeps her sub count visible. There's other channels I follow, usually much smaller. Like, I don't follow any channels that have, like, over 100,000 subscribers. Really. Simply Sarah, I follow. There's a couple other bigger channels I follow, but nothing really huge. Like, I don't watch Amberlynn Reid. I made 2 videos where I mentioned Amberlynn Reid, I think. Maybe a third she came up. I mean, I find her uninteresting, boring drama. I don't care what happens to her, so I don't watch. And I would never jump in now to try to review her because there's so much backstory. I would never catch up. It's a little toasty in here. It's probably all the smoke and the city heat. And the hat, too. It's a little bit cooler in here, but as I'm talking, I'm getting heated. So, leaving the comments up to me is a good thing, because the smaller channels I follow with the 15,000 and lower range, if their stats aren't flattering, they get rid of them. And she used to do it too. She'd hide the dislikes and the likes, and now with a lot of creators, if not all of them, when you hit dislike, you can't see how many other people dislike the video. It just says the thumbs up. And the email I got from YouTube, me personally, they contacted Steve, a bunch of people got, is that we're not going to display that. Now, it says I can see it in the analytics, but I can only see the ratio of up to down. I don't see the raw number. I can't find it. But it's so other viewers won't see it, so that creators won't feel bullied. They didn't use the word bullied, but it was basically to soften the blow if people don't like your content. That, I think, is stupid. We should all know what people think, and if that's the only way they can do it rather than leave a comment, so be it. But it's hidden at the moment for the sensitive folks. So, you know, it is what it is. But she left them up, and she left her comments open. The last time she'd closed her comments that I can recall was she was going to do a mukbang and a story time a day. This was a couple months ago, when she was still doing video. I'm going to say 6 weeks ago, maybe, because she was still doing videos. And it was a mukbang, which she's kind of doing now, but they're quite sloppy. And, you know, back scratcher. It didn't just touch her back. So she's left everything up. I'll give her that as far as accountability. She's left all those stats up. Stats that, people that take those stats down, you never take down growing stats, I think. People always lock them or take them down when the channel's not doing well, because they don't want people to see. But doing that, I think, allows people to see. Killing the comments does that too. And then if they go to Social Blade and try to lock everything and you can't see anything, like if you see a drop in subs like 100, 100, 100, 100, and then nothing. Or you see a jump in 1,000 out of nowhere, and then, you know, I don't know how buying subs and views actually works. I know a few people that they must have done it because their content is garbage. But at any rate. So, well, okay, a little bit about Dom. So, the night before she's supposed to go get her COVID shot, as a responsible Canadian and human, she's completely whacked out on edibles, as far as I can see. I'm going to put my notebook down for a second. I just need a little coffee. Whacked out on edibles, and she was eating mac and cheese with a back scratcher. Hence, where this came from. I'd twirl it if I could. I got so distracted by this watching it, I was so disgusted I had to pause it. And that's not gross because it's Chantal. It's gross because it's gross. Okay, it's gross because it's gross. She thinks, people can't stand how real I am. Fuck you. That's not real. That's disgusting. So, she texted for very long bouts during the live. She would, for a very long time. And just had everybody waiting. Just, you know. And then the phone goes down. And then we talk about some other nonsense. And then the phone goes back up. No, I'm not going anywhere. I have to do laundry before I go out before 10:30. And I have to go somewhere tomorrow. Phone comes back up. Then the phone rings. And she picks it up. And puts it to her ear. And the chat has some thoughts from what they see the call was. That chat ended like a minute and a half later. She acted like she had no idea what anyone was upset about, what was going on, and she just cut it short real fast. So, yeah. Here's the thing. She says she's going to be moving forward. I have to work on my channel. I'm going to take the weekend to do it. This is a nice little carrot to dangle, but it's been dangling for weeks and months at this point. There's not going to be more videos. These lives, a couple of these would be cute. It's fun occasionally to watch someone get a little silly and get a little honest and blah, blah, blah. But these, like, every single night, like, guys and edibles and that. Shrooms? Guys and edibles. Shrooms? So, again, the guy called her chunky junkie in this one. I thought it was freaking hysterical. Mean, but hysterical. But I'm not optimistic about her, like, hanging out with sketchy dude. He's sketchy. He's a sketchy dude. And then Peetz dropping the tea every few videos. So basically, she's on camera, kind of high, talking about guys, lying about guys she's going to see, making up plans that aren't really happening. And then Peetz will walk by in the background and she'll ask him something, and now she's getting closer to hitting mute when he talks. Because he'll drop some tea that sums up everything that's been going on for like the last 48 hours in that house. So, honorable mentions, because there were some other events this week. So we talked about Dom. We talked about her weight dropping, but not maybe in the healthiest way. Talked about her living situation, moving, and the sturm and drag of, do I take Peetz? Do I not take Peetz with me? Do I leave him alone? Do I sell the cat? She wants to get, like, do I leave them, take him back to BB? She jokes so loosely about getting rid of her cats that I know she loves them, but they're a responsibility. And we know how Chantal feels about responsibility. It's not really her thing. She just kind of goes the way of the wind. It's just, she's just a butterfly. So, I don't know. Honorable mentions included Cherish, singing it by Madonna while she was in the car. Okay. It wasn't bad. It was different. It was something different. I'll take it. Copyright is funny. Mark and I did for, I want to say it was Halloween, a special, and we ended the special with he and I singing I Got You Babe, and I was dressed like Cher because I'm easily manipulated and it's not the kind of thing I would have done. But we did. And we sang one verse to a karaoke soundtrack of I Got You Babe. We were we got the copyright heads up that if we want to use it, we have to give a percentage to people who made, because we did a third-party reproduction of this song. First of all, I'm flattered they called it a production, or a third-party performance of anything. But yeah, we had to share the revenue on that. She said she got demonetized for a couple things. I know a couple other people are like that. They'll shut the audio off when they're downtown because cars going by with music, they might get whatever. So, Cherish. The try-on haul. She sported a sequin dress. Now, this dress was very tight. Apparently, it was a 3X, and I remember her buying 5Xs and that were too small and maybe 6. So 3X is progress, again, assuming the weight loss is supporting her health and not a side effect of something poor going with her health. Maybe phrase it like that. This thing was skin tight. You would have had to cut her out of it. She knew it didn't fit, though. She said, how much weight do you think I need to lose for this in order to look good? I'm like, well, in order for it to fit, I would say 50 pounds. In order for it to look good, maybe 70. And she mentions compression garments. There is only so much illusion that Spanx and compression garments can do. I know. There's only so much it can hide. If you want to hide it, if you just want to be a brick house, rock out. Let it go. Fuck the loose skin. It helps create good timing when you dance. As it flaps, you can move your hips. Trust me. But she's in the kind of position she could get it removed. But if she can't keep the weight off, it's not going to make a difference. If she can, she may be one of those type of people, not unlike myself, who I know how to lose weight, I know how to gain weight, but maintaining weight loss at a healthy goal weight, I'm still working on it. I'm still burning off COVID weight. And goddamn, it came on like 2 pounds a week, and it's coming off at like 3/4 of a pound a week. It's coming off so slow. It's no mystery. I gained weight because I was less active, and I was home, and I was eating. I was not struck by lightning. This just happened. So I'm going to have to deal with the consequences. More fruit, more lean protein, green vegetables, less carbs. Not no carb. I'm not doing keto. It's a cult. If you insult keto, people get mad like you're criticizing a person. It's not a person. It's a diet or a lifestyle. No diet should be a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle based around eating coconut oil in my coffee. No. So the try-on haul. It was okay. Like I said, just let it all hang out. She was using the back scratcher to scratch her lady bits. Not so much my thing. And then we get into shrooms. Shrooms come up. And by the way, she more or less came clean for lying to everybody. How could she not? How could she not? But if you don't lie and don't fib, you don't have to. The truth is always easier to remember. Me, Steve. This is my moral high horse. The truth is usually easier to remember because there's not as many details. Really detailed stories are usually lies. When there's too many layers to it, it's usually a fib. As my dad always said, if there's too many layers to it, it's usually a fib. So that's no good. So there's that. And then she breaks out some shrooms, which she muted the camera when Peetz was like, she put a bag, handed it aside. Peetz looked in it. She turned off the camera because she said they were out of edibles. And I was thinking, well, then what was in the bag? You know, there's no shame in her game. She gets the edibles. Whatever, it's legal. You know, if I was drinking a fifth a night and telling you I was happy as hell and nobody could tell me what to do, I think concerned people would try to intervene, I would hope. And then people sick of seeing it would unsubscribe and go away, especially if the whole channel was surrounded by my opinions about the world and my social life while 100% intoxicated all the time. Watch me miss appointments. Watch me put on makeup and sit around the house for 3 hours in case somebody calls. You know, watch me binge after fasting all weekend because I didn't want to get fatter while I was having sex and I didn't want to shit in his house. You know, stuff like that. So, the shrooms, she's going to dose herself. She's done some internet research. Now, this is the internet research that led us to, like, the grape lemon fast and that medium who channels psychic stuff. I don't trust her judgment to dose herself with shrooms. I don't. And a thought I had, they were out of edibles, so she got shrooms. So, they don't have what she wants. So, she's switching to something else. It's not like I want edibles and they don't have edibles, so I'll get nothing. It's I want edibles and they don't have edibles, so I'm getting shrooms. So we're substituting one for the other. Food is not as much of a priority at the moment. Well, it was. She gained a bunch of weight and ate a bunch of shit, and then her weight dropped, which is... I'm not a doctor. But if I lost that much weight, you know, in a short period of time, I would be... She sounds a little concerned. Good. I hope it concerns her. I hope it makes her worry. Because it'll encourage her to go to a doctor and get checked out. So I think that that's a good thing. Shrooms, I gotta tell you, I'm gonna tune into that. Because I don't know what the hell is gonna happen to her. There's parts of her subconscious that need to stay sub. They don't need to be exploded with psychedelics. Now, I am impressed that she's doing shrooms instead of acid. But I also have worked in state mental hospital. And done advocacy. And there's folks who are young, 25 and under, who have messed with things like shrooms. Yes, shrooms, even though they're, you know, natural and whatever. Certainly acid. Bath salts was another one that was popular. And they left, and they're not back yet. And wasn't as much protocol for treatment as much as just antipsychotics, tranquilizers, and hope they come back. But they're still tripping. They're still gone. They haven't made it back to us. Now, I'm not saying that to scare anybody. If you're an individual and it's legal, you know, do whatever you want. If it's illegal, you know, do whatever you want. It's your life. But there's more risks than I think some people research. And I'm sure none of those guys who are still tripping face after a year thought that they were going to be still tripping face after a year. You know, no one thinks it's going to be them or anyone they know until it happens. We all think we're a little smarter, a little savvy, a little fresher, and you know, a little more on top of things. That's not going to be me. Ooh, things can happen. They can happen. So please be cautious. Do it when Peetz is always home. He's like a piece of furniture. But, you know, let Peetz know you're doing it so you're not alone in the house. So you don't freak out about someone in the cabinet when it turns out to be a cat. I mean, that was the edibles. You put her on shrooms. My God, she'll build a fort outside. So just to be cautious. So what have we taken away this week? What is the kind of takeaway? Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't really have any, you know, thoughts or suggestions for her other than, you know, safety and harm reduction. For where she's at, if I was working with Chantal, or if Marc was, because Marc does the same kind of level of work I do, but he works on the drug and alcohol side and I work on the mental health side. Harm reduction would be the only thing I could think of for myself. And like, okay, she's got these habits. At this level, she might burn out mentally, physically. Something's going to give. Just dial it down. She's not going to stop cold turkey because one, she thinks she doesn't have a problem. She doesn't see anything wrong with it. And two, fuck you is what she's probably going to say. It's my life. I'm an adult. I can do what I want. It's my party. You don't own me. Like all of that stuff. Harm reduction. Dial it back. Dial it back. If you try to dial it back and you can't have fun with what you've dialed back, then you've ruined sober for yourself. You've ruined sober for yourself because now you're only feeling good when you've had some edibles. And it's hard to get a good feeling back sober when you've started to create only good memories under the influence. And these memories may not be so fuzzy if you go over to Dom's, or he comes over there, I guess, and you're stone sober having sex. How does that look? Is it comfortable? Do you feel as comfortable in your body? I hope you do. But are you using substances to relax? So it's more of a, and any one of these things in isolation for Chantal would be fine, but it's like 5 times a week with all of them. So I'd be concerned for her health, her mental health especially, because you dump all these substances, something's going to give. Something's going to give. And I hope when it does that it's not serious and that she takes something away from it. But I'm not optimistic. I'm not optimistic about her staying away from him or other men. As she travels the world. As she said she isn't, as she's circling the globe. She's traveled farther with these men than she has ever traveled in her life. And we'll see. We'll see. What got me the most this week? The back scratcher. This was so gross. So gross. She's got a gross sense of humor. That's just her sense of humor. But this, eaten, and then... that just scared the cat. No thank you. No thank you. I have a wicked sense of humor, and I'll laugh at some gross shit, but like nose blowing and then scratching your lady bits and then eating mac and cheese. Oh my god. Oh my god. So, we'll see. If Chantal ever gets, I don't want to say sober, because if she ever just cuts back, even a little bit, if she cut her use in half, and then in half again, it might be more recreational use. But this is, and she has nowhere to be, so why does she feel like she has to not do it? I don't know. That's for her to sort out. And we'll see what happens to Peetz. I don't know who's going to get custody of him and of the cats. So we'll find out together. So thank you all for watching. Please do subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you get alerts on the way out when we have new videos and when we go live. You can follow us on Facebook at SmokeySteveAndMarc or on Instagram at SmokeySteveAndMarc. Our email address and our contact information is all listed below as well. I'd invite you to leave comments below to fill in some of these 30-hour of footage gaps for anything that happens so we can all be in on what's going on. And also don't forget to comment below to be entered into winning one of our t-shirts, which we will announce tomorrow during the live. And again, if you're not at the live, we'll still get in touch with you to get it back to you. Okay? Thanks for watching. Bye!